Vortix, he retired back in 2016. 2016, again, as we mentioned, start of Legacy of the Void is when he retired. It has been almost 10 years. It's been 9 years since his retirement, and he's back. He's back. He's here playing in HSL, and how does he compare now? What form is he in? How does he look like against all these other players in the group? And how will he look if he does make it to the playoffs? Let's go. Again, Vortix has a legacy behind him. I would say that, I mean, he might be the favorite player in this group. I don't know. I don't know what he looks like. I don't know how he looks. I don't know what form he is, what form he's in. We'll find out. We will find out as spawning in the top right-hand corner of Frostline. We have our blue Zerg player from the land of Spain. It is Vortix. And spawning in the bottom left-hand corner, we have the red Protoss player, the red Protoss, also from land of Spain. It is ShiftClick. Let's go. Let us go. What does that get us? For a moment, I thought it was talking about Akedon. So Vortix, he told him that he has a bad composition. I assume Akedos is in reference to something. But ShiftClick, he's saying, oh, I need to watch more of your tutorial videos. And Vortix is saying, oh, I guarantee you'll win. Guaranteed. Let's go. Is this like an AoE 4 reference, maybe? No shot. Does Vortix make videos? Checking. Yeah, he's an AoE 4 player. Yeah. Yeah, so I'll be honest. I think that they're talking about a build and a composition in AoE 4. that would make the most sense in my mind. Hold on, I'm checking. Vortix, yeah, he does make videos. Oh, let's go. And he does make AoE 4 videos. Okay, makes sense. Oh god. What happened to his hair? He's bald now. He shaved his head. The Vortix. Well, the more you know. The more you know. Okay, we're settling in. But yeah, I was mentioning before that Vortix nowadays, he is an AoE 4 competitor, and he's actually quite good at it, of course. He used to compete in SE2 back in the day, and now he is back. He is back here. He's back in SE2 for the HSL. Much love to Vortix. Much love. As we have a standard opener, Hatch Gas pull into a third base. So far, so good. Likewise, ShiftClick back at home, going for a 2-gate opener. Interesting. Does wall up, does wall off. Lings poke in, and the Zealot should come out in time to defend. Yeah, Zealot is out. ShiftClick does hold. Also, because he's talking about AoE 4, he's saying Conqueror guaranteed. I'm assuming Conqueror is like GM in AoE. That would make sense in my mind. You got a grandkid? He's not that old. Like Vortix, he's like, what, in his 30s? Yeah, he's 31. He's 31. He's like Bjorn's age. If not younger. Now Vortix dipping into the main. Does dip in. We have a take control. It's going to be a Twilight Council opener. Hyper aggression here from ShiftClick. And he's going to be scouted. He's going to be scouted here. Ideally, you do want to open up Stalker, not Adept, to deny the scout. So Vortix, he will see everything in the main. And likewise here at the natural, it's going to be a DT opener. Now Vortix, he does see the research. ShiftClick trying to fake out an upgrade. Stalker can now focus on that Overlord. Vortix, he hasn't seen the Dark Shrine. Back at home, going for a safe opener. He's throwing down his Roach Horn, taking his gases, somewhat droning. And we'll see if Vortix does get safety spores. ShiftClick does get one drone. Lings. Oh no, there's no shield battery. No shield battery, no reroll either. Lings, they flood in. They get a full scout on the Dark Shrine. They could even get us around. But now just going for the mineral line. Yeah, just going for the probes. GG gets called, and Vortix, he will take game number 1. GG. God damn it. GG, well played. It does break through, does take the game. Nice start to the series here. I mean, what I will say is that Vortix, the openers haven't really changed. They haven't really changed throughout the years for Zerg, like hash gas pool. Like, sure, nowadays there's a bit of different timing just because of the price and the cost of hatcheries and queens. But for the most part, hash gas pool standard opener has been the same for a very long time. And yeah, Vortix able to scout, able to confirm, and unfortunately, no re-wall, no shield battery. The wall was open. GG. GG, well played, and that's going to lead us here into game number 2, and we'll see if ShiftClick can actually get into his opener and get into his build. And spawning in the top right hand corner of ley lines, we have our Spanish Zerg player, the Blue Zerg, the legend himself. It has been years since he's competed. He retired back in 2016, and now is an AoE 4 competitor. The Muslim, is that you? Oh, going for a 12 pool. Okay, he's got some openers, he's got some builds. It is Vortix. And spawning in the bottom left-hand corner, we have the Orange Protoss player, the Orange Protoss himself, also from land of Spain, down in the series. It is ShiftClick. Leyenda. He's back? Sí, he's back. He's returned to us. Regresado. Let's go. He's back at least for HSL, at least for the Hispanic Star League. Any good games last night in the Pegasaurus Cup you'd recommend rewatching? I would recommend Geralt versus Bjorn. Geralt and Bjorn, they did play in the semifinals. I think I would say that was the best series actually of the broadcast. So Geralt versus Bjorn, I do recommend it. He saw the 12 pool. He's like, mate, you're a dog. ... Vortix, he is going to be moving out with his Lings, of course. Remember, 12 pool into early Ling aggression. My trademark. Let's go. And back at home, we respond with a Forge. Okay, Forge cannons here. Zelda's being chronoed as we speak. Lings are moving out. And ShiftClick, he does fully wall off. Scouting is no match. How dare he scout? How dare he? But this response is really weird. This is a really dedicated response. We'll get into it. Lings, they poke in, they get on top of the pylon. Pylon should be going down. Ooh, as the pylon finished, that should not have happened. So one dead pylon, already nice value here for Vortix. Back at home, he's droning up. Now going for the Zealot. Zealot also under fire. No second Zealot. There's no second Zealot. First one does go down. The cannon is surrounded. And this may just be game. To be honest, this may just be game. There is no second Zealot. The cannon will fall. We're going for the Artosis pylon. There's a backup cannon on the way. And that pylon is going to go down as well. Then they can just go for the cannon. Like, there's just not enough here. And again, this response was lackluster. Now we're chronoing out a Zealot. But the Zealot is heavily delayed. And with that, Vortix is breaking through, busting down that front door, takes down the cannon. That's a kill, not a cancel. And this is critical damage already. Oh no, the surround! No! He surrounds the Zealot. Zealot's gonna go down as well. There is another Zealot on the way, and that will help eventually, but behind this, we're just droning. Vortix is just droning up, taking his gases, saturating. Has to be covered not to be surrounded. Oh. Guess I'll take care. Vortix looking for another probe. Looking for another worker. Doesn't quite get one. He wants another. He's gonna get another surround. Gets another surround. Pulls away with the weakened Ling. And he will kill another Zealot. And there's no expansion. The problem here, there's no expansion. There's no natural. It's 2-gate, double adept. ShiftClick can potentially get some damage done across the map, but he is so far behind. So far behind here. Now, winding it back to the response into the opener, going for a Forge cannon response is really weird because 12 pulls aren't all in. 12 pulls, they're aggressive, that is true, but you typically drone up behind it and you expand and you get into a longer game state. ShiftClick, he did he see? Now he sees the gases, of course, but he should have taken note of the gases as well. How do you respond to this? By getting a second gateway, by making zealots, by getting that, not just the first zealot, the second zealot as quickly as possible, having the probe to having a couple of workers to protect that zealot, so you pull like 3-4 probes and you can use those probes to like hold position micro and to support the zealot to make sure it doesn't get surrounded, and then once you get your 2 zealots out, you're safe. Like once you get 2 zealots at the same time, you're safe and sound, then you can expand, get into a depths, and then counterattack. So this response out of ShiftClick feels really unrehearsed. Like it doesn't feel very just a little bit unrehearsed here, and a bit of an overreaction as well. And alas, he got shut down. With that, we're going for the cannon rush in the main. I appreciate it, but alas, Vortix will clean this up. He will clean up the cannon rush, clean up the proxy. Behind this, Vortix going into link speed, and ShiftClick has still not expanded. It's still stuck at home. Vortix from here can just saturate. He can just saturate, get it to 3 bases, and start taking gases and taking up. But he is moving out with extra lings. He can potentially get some damage here. He can maybe get a gateway. There aren't that many lings. Okay, he backs up. Does back up. And from here, we have a lot of catching up to do. I would say that ShiftClick, he's going to be reliant on maybe Vortix making some mistakes. What I'm referring to is if we go like Twilight Council into Dark Shrine, if there's no spores, then maybe damage can be done, but there's a lair on the way, so there should be an Overseer regardless. 2 base all-in would be the best bet for ShiftClick at this point, and even then, like it is looking quite dire for him. Like he's very far behind, but trying to macro out of this into like a 3rd base into a longer game, that shouldn't be possible. Not with this much of a deficit. So hoping that your opponent is too greedy, hoping that Vortix over drones and delays and cuts unit production and is too tech heavy and is too greedy, that's kind of what you're hoping for when you're ShiftClick. Like you're hoping that your opponent does make those mistakes. And then you can just go for the Hail Mary play. And those mistakes do happen. They do happen, and we just mentioned how Vortix, he's been retired for 9 years, so so not the most he's experienced, that is true, but currently not the most practiced. Yeah, that's maybe a better way of putting it. Currently not the most practiced player, so I mean, it's possible. Speaking of DTs, there we go, Dark Shrine is on the way. But at this point, there is the lair, there is detection. We can see Vortix, he's parked outside of each expansion, parked at each base. 4th base on the way, getting to Roach Hydra, +1 range, and settling in. Probe and a Zealot was enough. A couple of probes, like you typically pull like maybe 3, maybe 4 at most, but like 3-ish probes, just to help protect the Zealots. And just to buy time, and then you just go back to mining, right? Referring to the early like 12 pool defense. You go back to mining, get like a second zealot. The Forge response did hurt ShiftClick quite a bit. And Vortix is taking up into Lurkers. Okay, we have the Lurker dead on the way. Building up Roach Hydra. A bit of a more old school composition, but I appreciate it. It's still viable. It's very gas intensive, but getting there. Building up Roach Hydra into Lair Tech Lunkers. Let's go. No Infestation Bit, no Hive Tech. There we go. Just now being thrown down. And ShiftClick is slowly expanding and getting a 3rd. Now Vortix, he could just leave this alone and just tech into Hive and tech into Lurkers, but he does have the opportunity to break this position, to attack from multiple angles, to break the 3rd base. Lings, they slip in, they do not get a very nice warp in. Force Fields is what he locks down the Lings. Unfortunately, the 3rd base goes down. Like, it's like really clean defense here when it comes to the warping, when it comes to the force fields, but alas, the third base goes down, and this is just a supply issue, is the problem. Like, because he's so far behind, the army supply just isn't really there to do both at the same time, and to successfully defend both the natural and the third, just because of the size of the army. With that, going for the Dark Templar. Vortix building up his lurkers. Maybe ShiftClick was afraid that Vortix would also pull the boys with it. That's why you have a probe, because the probe balls off. That's why you have a probe with your Zealot defense, because it doesn't just protect the Zealot from getting surrounded, but it also allows you to fully wall off the natural if need be. Oh, as the army is getting called out. Likewise, DTs, they do hit the expansions, but there is side defense. Roaches do get surrounded, but here comes Vortix. Vortix, he doesn't care. He commits across the map. He has detection. He has the lurkers. Does move in between the bases. ShiftClick does hit the third. And he is getting some damage done, but it pales in comparison to this. Like, this is an army that just cannot be stopped. As again, there is zero detection. The lunkers, they're safe. Zealots, they dive into the natural. DTs, they were cleaned up. And back at home, yeah, there's just nothing to defend. There's the one Dark Templar. It's a bit of copium here, but GG, GG gets called. And Vortix will take the series and will take a 2-0 lead. GG. GG, well played. He will claim the series, but as a reminder, yes, these are best of threes, but we will cast and we have played out all 3 matches. All 3 matches are played out, regardless of scoreline. So they do have one more game ahead of them. We'll see if ShiftClick can put a point on the board and, you know, make a series out of it and have a 2-1 scoreline, or if Vortix will secure himself. We'll see. As we're leading into Whispers of Gold. Let's go. Let us go. And spawning in the bottom right hand corner of Whistles of Gold, we have the Spanish Zerg player, the Blue Zerg, leading the series 2-0. I mean, claiming the series. We'll see if he can secure himself though and take the 3-0. From the land of Spain, it is Vortix. And spawning in the top left hand corner, we have the Orange Protoss player, also from land of Spain, clearly a fan of his opponent. We'll see if he can recover. It is ShiftClick. He's like, how could you? How could you? Ah, Smurge. No. And alas, this time, no 12 pull. Thankfully, no 12 pull here. ShiftClick does dive in, does scout, does confirm, and will confirm the fact that it is hatch first. Hatch first, no 12 pull. Okay, we're calming down. We're okay. We're okay. Also, they're making references that I don't understand. I don't know if this is like more references to AoE 4. I don't... Smurge. Like, I don't know what Malgoy Laraki refers to. Not too sure. But it's all good. We're settling in. Settling in so far. Hatch gas pool. Hatch gas pool here from Vortix. Likewise across the map. ShiftClick going for a standard opener. Gate expanded to Cybercore. So we're calming down. Standard opener this time. No crazy like forge response or cannons. Based on the pylon location, this does look like a Twilight Council. Usually if you go for a Stargate opener, you want to throw down the pylon closer to the edge of your main, because one, it scouts of course, but two, it does mean that the Oracle gets across the map faster. With a pylon further back, technically this could be like a Stargate opener into Void Ray, but most likely going to be a Twilight Council here, I'm assuming. As we're more concerned with hiding the tech more than anything. Overlord does park itself here at the natural. This time we do chrono out the Stalker. Stalker first also does signify a Twilight Council, because the Stalker is designed to hunt down and to contain and to deny the Scout from this Overlord. So the Stalker is going to be a bit of a gatekeeper here for the Overlord to make sure that Vortix is pinned back. The downside is that there's no Adept Harass. It means that right now the Adept is late. It's a delayed Adept after the Stalker. So Vortix is free to drone. Free to just drone up, to saturate. He can skip links early on. He has a couple just to be active. And there is that Twilight Council. Now the question becomes, what kind of opener? Do we open up Dark Shrine? Do we open up with instead Glaive Adepts? Here we go. So now he's staying in gas. The sign here, or I should say, he does take a third gas geyser as well. Okay, Robo on the way. This feels like Glaive Adept, so we'll see if we throw down the Dark Shrine. Oh, as Probe does move in position. Robo's already on the way. And there it is, Dark Shrine. So DT's here for the Protoss. Overlord attempts to scout, but again, that Stalker is going to hunt it down. Ooh, Lings, they do slip in. The wall was open. Lings, they slip in, and Vortix, he gets a full scout of the main base. He does confirm the Twilight Council and the Dark Shrine. Ay. Oh, it's still open. Hero. Oh my god. See, this is what happens when you watch too much hero back. You want to play like your heroes, and this is what then the wall is open. The wall is open, Lings, they flood in. It isn't about the damage that's being done, it's about the scouting. So because of this, Vortix back at home, he should respond. Roach Warrant's on the way, Spore Crawler's on the way as well. Vortix, he should be okay against this. As ShiftClick, he does re-wall, thankfully. Oh. Likewise, dipping back in. To have that gateway explosion, going to be a 3-gate setup in total, should be getting up to 4. Overlord even just rescouts, just reconfirms. I mean, this rescout also gets eyes on, I was going to say the lack of charge or lack of upgrade, but charge does begin once the Overlord goes down. And this is looking more and more like a 2-base all-in. Typically, a DT opener is more macro-based, where you go DTs and then you can get a 3rd base and go for Archon drops, but based on charge, this feels like we're committing even harder here. It does feel like the plan is not to expand and not to take a 3rd. Prism moves out, Vortix, he has his detection, Roaches are amassing, Lair is done as well, going for the Overseer, he has plenty of detection. And it might be wise for ShiftClick just to initially warp in the Archons ahead of time. But he's going for the initial harass. He runs into the army. Thankfully, does pull away. Whew. Does save the Dark Templar. And this is why DT openers are so versatile, because even though the initial DTs don't do any damage, you can always morph in Archons. You can always morph in Archons and start hunting down Overlords, denying creep, threatening mineral lines. Like, there are layers here to a DT opener. So you can still gain value. Meanwhile, behind this, there is a 3rd base. Lings, they do confirm this. They're here to delay. Charge is almost done. And soon ShiftClick can reinforce with Zealots. As he will deny creep. Oh. Will attempt to. Prism taking a lot of hits. Has to pull away. Observer goes down. And I'm waiting to see a gateway explosion. I'm waiting to see extra gateways or saturation. Awkward into the main. Once again, being annoying. Going for the Overseer, not bad. Overseer goes down, supply blocks Vortix. That's 8 Overlords on Jesus. 8 Overlords on the way. And there is no gateway explosion. Yeah, no gateway explosion, so I assumed it was going to be a 2-base all-in with charge, but we can see that ShiftClick doesn't do anything with charge. There is no investment into Zealots. We're warping in Stalkers, which makes me believe charge may have meant to be Blink. If we're reinforcing with Stalkers, there is no Blink, Pappy. We have charge. We might have gotten the wrong one. I hope that isn't the case, but it feels to be. As we have made 0 Zealots. So, a little bit concerned. Archons, they drop into the main. Once again, getting a drone. Not bad. Getting a couple of workers. 2, 3 drones going down. At the same time, Vortix, he just knocks down that expansion. Stalkers, they can try to engage. I mean, there is that Immortal, true. But the base is going to fall. Massive pickup. Nexus goes down. Nexus does fall. Now, what I find interesting here is that ShiftClick, he hasn't been making probes. Usually, you would be oversaturating your natural to Maynard, right? To Maynard over towards your expansion. But he has been skipping probe production for a long time. Not making any workers. He moves out. Remember, he has no blink. Oh, the Overlords, though. Oh. Does find them. Does find them. Gets 1, gets 2, gets 3. Vortix coming in for the surround. Forcing the recall. Can he get the Immortal? Barely can. Massive pickoff. Meanwhile, Archon's back into the main. Wreaking havoc. Hunting down the Queen. Vortix getting into Roach Hydra. Once again, very similar to game 2. And unfortunately, ShiftClick, he's just being outscaled. He's just been outscaled at this point. He didn't 2-base all in, but he also never established his 3rd base, never saturated. So he just cannot keep up. And Vortix, he'll start to step forward. He'll start to step in, take down the Stalkers, take down the Immortal. And there's nothing left. There's nothing left. Nothing here. GG gets called, and Vortix will take the 3-0. We'll take down ShiftClick. GG. Whew. GG, well played. Again, Vortix with a solid performance here. I will say that we didn't really get to see too much of Vortix. It did feel like a lot of these games were almost decided early on. They were a little bit faster. Sure, we saw Vortix get up to 3 and even 4 bases at time, but we didn't really get to experience much back and forth mid-game with Vortix. Not yet, not yet. And that's what I'm really hungry for. Again, Vortix has been going for a really long time. I want to see how he does look in a later game and how he compares to some of these other players. Here, so far, a really strong start out of Vortix, and we'll see if that continues throughout the group. We will see. As we are getting ready for our next matchup, here we go. Okay. Whew. Some of the other heavy hitters are going to be coming out from Latino America here. Vortix takes on his countryman in a ZvP, but now he's up against a Peruvian Terran. Up next is going to be Ducklings. Papi, let's go. Ducklings versus Vortix in a ZvP.